Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back for another math lesson with Miss Kim. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Okay, we're going to continue learning about clocks. Thank you for completing all of your work on IXL. So let's quickly go over analog clock. Okay, so we've been going over analog clock, and we know in analog clock there's a shorthand and a longhand. And then the shorthand, it always points to the hour, and then the longhand points to the minutes, right? And so what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about how the clock is divided into two parts, okay? In one whole day, there are 24 hours, okay? In one day, there are 24 hours. And then 24 hours is divided into two parts. So there's the first 12 hours and there's the second 12 hours, okay? And so when we divide into those two parts, it's called AM and PM, okay? So so remember that AM and PM. So for today's lesson, we're going to be talking about AM and PM. So when we look at the clock, is it AM or is it PM? Okay, and how you can how you know how to know that it's AM or PM? A good question to ask is the time in the morning or is it in the night? Okay, and so AM is in the morning and PM is in the afternoon and at night. Okay, now a good way to remember, A stands for after and M stands for midnight. So you can remember AM by remembering that the time is after midnight, okay? Midnight is usually in the middle of the night at 12 a.m., okay? So after midnight, okay? Another way for you to also remember when it's PM is P stands for past, M stands for midday. So when it's past the midday, so in the middle of the day is usually noon at 12 p.m. when we eat lunch. So that would be PM, okay? And after that would be PM, okay? And so we got AM and we got PM, okay? To know morning and at night, okay? Okay, so we're gonna now watch a video that Miss Kim recorded. It's showing more about AM and PM looking at the clock, okay? So we're gonna look at that video together. So let's look at the video. Okay. I'll watch the video. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to show you this clock. This is an analog clock. And so remember, AM and PM are divided into two parts. Each part is 12 hours. And so in a whole day, there are 24 hours. Okay, so in the analog clock, as you notice, I got the long hand right here, and I got the short hand right here. Okay, we're going to start exactly at 12. We're going to start 12 p.m., 12 in the afternoon. So this is typically when we eat lunch, okay? And so from 12, and then it goes around, and then it's 1 p.m., okay? Then it's 2 p.m., then it's 3 p.m., and this is the time when you start going home from school, when school ends, okay? And then it's 4 p.m., okay, and then it's 5 p.m., and then it's 6 p.m., and this is the time that typically people eat dinner. So 6 p.m. is when you eat dinner. Then it's 7 p.m., then it's 8 p.m., and this is when you should be getting ready to go to sleep, okay, 8 p.m., then it's 9 p.m., it's getting late at night, 10 p.m., you should not be sleeping at 10 p.m., okay? That's too late, okay? And then 11 p.m., And then what happens is the 12 hours pass and we're at midnight. And so this is when it turns into AM, morning time. So then this is in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. Then it's 1 a.m. The sun still has not, did not rise. The sun is still down, it's night, okay? Then it's 2 a.m., we're still sleeping. Then it's 3 a.m., then it's 4 a.m., then it's 5 a.m., and then it's 6 a.m. And this is the time that I usually wake up in the morning. So this is when Miss Kim wakes up and it's time to go to school. And then 7 a.m., this is when I go to school to work. And then 8 a.m. is when school starts in the morning, when you come to school. Then it's 9 a.m., then it's 10 a.m. This is when we go to recess. And then it's 11 a.m. And then another 12 hours pass and we're back where we started. So then that is the end of AM and then it goes back to PM. Okay, hopefully that helps, okay? Okay, now we're going to practice on IXL, okay? Okay, we're going to practice on IXL. So for today, you're going to be practicing, I'm going to write it right here. You're going to be practicing Q7, AM and PM, okay? All right, so let's listen to this question.
Adam is eating peanuts as an afternoon snack. The clock shows.
So the clock shows, remember, the hour is on the left side of the semicolon, the 2 dots. So it's 2 and then the minutes 30. Okay, so we know Adam is eating peanuts at 2:30. But is it PM or AM? So they're asking.
What time is it?
So is it 2:30 AM or 2:30 PM? So a good way to know whether it's PM or AM is to look at the question, the statement, the sentence. We know he eats in the afternoon, okay? So afternoon is PM, okay? So we know that he eats 2:30 p.m. because remember AM is after midnight in the morning and PM is past midday. Good work. Okay. All right, let's do another one, okay?
Jenna is jumping in the mud on a rainy afternoon. Her watch shows.
So her watch shows 1:30. So what
time is it?
Is it 1:30 a.m. or 1:30 p.m.? Again, when I'm reading the question or the sentence, I know this clue that she's jumping in the afternoon. So afternoon is past midday, so it's PM, right? So it'll be 1:30 p.m. Okay, we're gonna do one more, okay? Okay, we're gonna do one more. Okay, let's read the question or the sentence.
Luke is making his bed one morning. The clock shows
6:45. Okay, so we know we're looking at the clue. We're looking at some clues in our sentence. He's making his bed in the morning. Okay, so remember, morning is AM because AM is after midnight. So it's 6:45 a.m.
What time is it?
Okay. There we go. Okay, so for today, I want you to please do Q7, okay? Make sure to do Q7 and then I'll see you next time for another math lesson. Bye.